Welcome guys, Tejas here from Future Automation, a place where imagination meets reality. So, as in previous video, you have got some information about why we are using Python and other Python basics like characteristics. Now, in this video, we are going to study the basic things which are required for getting started with Python and also for getting started with our series. So let's get to it. So operating system automation using Python, where the basics of Python contains these 5 points which we are going to cover. As the length of video is getting too much large, so instead of boring you with one video, I am going to just make it to 3 videos so that you can understand it in a very clear manner, and then we won't have any problem while progressing through our series. So I have divided these points for your convenience, which are data types part 1 of 2, data types part 2 of 2, flow control 2 parts, and functions. So these 3 main points are very important for getting started with Python: the data types, the flow control, and the functions. So let's get started with the data types. So this video contains only data types part 1 of 1. So data types in Python are basically divided into two types, that is immutable data types and mutable data types. As per the names, immutable data types are those data types which can be manipulated, which cannot be manipulated, which cannot be edited or updated. The copy of immutable data types will remain there until and unless either you destroy it or replace it with another value. So mutable data types are those data types which contains of sequence of objects of Python, which can be updated, which can be edited, which can be replaced or manipulated as per the user wish. So today's video is totally based upon data types 1 of 2, so which contains of immutable data types. So immutable data types are the very basic data types which we are going to learn about Python. So which are numbers, which contains integers and floats; strings, that is a sequence of characters; and the tuples. So here basically numbers and strings are the more familiar words, whereas tuples is something which is very new word for you guys. So let's get started with the numbers. So the numbers are nothing but a series of, what we can say, numbers like float and integer. Integer is a direct number which does not contain any decimal point, and it is a 231 kind of number. So these numbers are considered in the characteristics of integer. And then comes the float. So first of all, let us check out a program related to integer. So here we are going to create the mathematical operations program, which is one of the most easiest program in the programming part. So just to demonstrate you, I am going to create this program. So let's get started. So I'm going to declare two variables here. So num integer raw input and enter first number. So here we have declared the first variable. I'm just going to copy it. It will save our writing time. And second number will be taken here, second, and the variable's name is num1. So we have taken two variables from the user. Now we have to show them some options for calculation of the. So here in Python, basically a paragraph for printing is shown in triple quotes, which will tell compiler that whatever I am writing in these triple quotes will be displayed as I am writing it here. I'll show you, you will get it as I will proceed further. So options for calculation, and then here first option will be first option will be add, the second will be brother of add, subtract, which will be subtract, and then the third will be both elder brothers of addition and subtraction, that is multiply, mul, and divide, so division. So as you can see, I have done this, the displaying part as I wish. So whenever you will run the program, it will display as you are expecting it. So here you can see now that enter the first number, so I'll be entering 25, here 24. Now here you can see that the display of our menu is exactly how I have given in the program. So this is the use of using triple quotes for the para part. So now we are going to move further and check for the input. So here we are going to just use another input part, so that you will option and then here enter option number. So here we are going to take the user input for the option, and based upon the user input I am going to calculate the variables or the numbers. So if the input, that is the option part, is equal to 1, then we are going to basically add it. So print num plus num1. So this is the first block of our option or the menu portion. Now when we will go for the second option, then we will have subtraction. When we will go for the third option, we will be having multiplication, and then the fourth one will be division. So we have completed. Now the question arises that instead of using each time if, we can use here else if. So don't try to understand the if and else if block, because these points will be covered in the later half of the data Python basics. So I'm just trying to here demonstrate how the numbering system works, because there are not much of the functions or much of the provisions which you can use in the number type, because number are most basic data types which you are going to be used in the Python. So let's get running. So here, just a second, I will just restart the idle because things are working out. Okay, so I have restarted the idle, and here source is saved. Okay, so enter your first number, that will be 26, the second will be 23, and then I can choose an option. So I'll be going with the multiplication. So here we have got the 598 part, and we have multiplied the number. So basically you can understand how the programming flow of Python exactly works. So here you have full freedom to do whatever you want in your logic part. So next we will go for the floats. So floats are also another basic data type which you can use in Python when you are working with the decimal part, and here there is not much to explain you. So I have created a simple program which will show you how to calculate an area of a circle, as well as I have tried to explain how the what we can say operators, that is specific operators which will specify the data type of your variable when you're displaying a particular variable which is dynamically taken from the user. So here let us first of all run the program, and then I'll show you. So the given program will take the radius from the user. There is a pi variable which is already declared and defined as 3.14 bytes value, and then we will calculate the area, that is pi r square, and then we'll print out the area. So let's get running. Now here I'm going to enter the radius of the circle, that is 26, and then it will give us the radius or the area of the circle in centimeters. So here you can see that pi, that is the float variable, has been used for calculating the area of circle, and based upon the input that we have given to this variable, the interpreter or the IDE of the Python itself specified that the pi variable is a float. Now here one another main part that I would like to focus is the print statement. Here I have used the %f as the specifier of the %f as the specifier of the area variable, %f as the specifier of the area variable, which will tell the IDE that whatever it is going to come here for the displaying, it is a float variable. Now many times in programming part you can't have any static variable to display, so we use here, or any variable that you are going to display here which is declared or which is going to be specified or resulted later, can be done by this method. So here you can use %d for integer, %s for string, and there are many more, but for getting started these are more than enough. So let's get further. The next data type that we are going to use or we are going to see is strings. Strings plays a very much important role in any programming language, as it is the sequence of character which we use most of the time. For example, when we are going for any name taking part or any lot of big paragraph in a variable, then that time we use the string. So when it comes to string, then also it comes to string formatting. There are few methods which we are going to see, but first we are going to see how we can work with strings. So here I have statically declared defined two strings, var1 and var2, and then we are going to print it. Later I will show you how to get user input as a string. So let's get started. So here you can see that it is displaying hello world and Python programming. So both the strings are displayed here by separating them from comma. So whenever you want to print any variable, then we don't use double quotes for in which will be containing the variable in between. Rather we will directly use the variable, and if there are more than one variable, then we can use the comma. So now we are going to take two user inputs for string part. So for any input which is related to a string, we are using the syntax as var variable name equal to raw input in parenthesis the statement you want to display. So enter your nice name. Now here you can give any name. For example, you can write here my name is Batman, kind of thing. So enter your last name. So here I have gained two inputs from the user, and now we are going to just run it. Yeah, the source is saved now, and here we are. So here enter your nice name, and I will enter it Bruce Wayne. So here we can see that we are getting the both variables displayed back. So now we are going to see some important string functions which are much important when we are going to enter the string formatting part. So here you can see that I have used three most important functions which are being used widely in the string formatting part. So indexing part, whenever you are giving any string in a variable, then to just catch out a single word or a single, what you can say, element from that statement, you can use the indexing part which is provided by Python. So these indexing part are one of the most important part which we will be seeing now. So here you can see that basically in first function I have just given that indexing 0, so it will specify that print the first element of the string from variable 1. In second it specifies that print the element from first to fifth. Now as indexing starts from the zeroth number, so the first element will be actually the second element in your sentence. So let's run the program and check it out. So here I'm going to basically give a string of 5. My name is Tejas, and the last will be my name is Tejas. So here you can see that where 0 goes for yum. So this is basically yum is the 0th element of your whole string. Now in second you can see that even the white spaces, that is white spaces, have been considered as an element. So you have to keep in mind that whenever you are doing the indexing part, you must be able to figure out how many white spaces are there in between two or more than two elements. So here you can see that the first element is y, second is the white space, third is the n, and the fourth is the a. So the last element that you will specify here will not be considered. So next, the last one is the updating string. So here we are going to update the string at the 6th position, and for syntax for this part is the variable name and then the last indexing number at which point we are going to update the string. So let's get it started. My name is Batman, and then you cannot what is going on here, cannot beat Batman because he is Batman. So here you can see that I have basically updated the string by 6th element, that is first, 0th, first, second, third, fourth, and 5th, and here exactly between m and e the Python substring is being entered. So working with strings is one of the most, what we can say, interesting part, because strings are easily formatted, they are easily inserted into another string, and they can be indexed and played with by many types. So now we are going to go with the most new, what we can say, a new kind of data type, and which is a very sweet and simple data type to work with, that is tuples. So tuples are basically immutable sequence of objects in Python which can be used for many different kind of operations. Like if you are going to insert 5 elements related to programming, then you can use tuples. So tuple stores 5 elements of programming, and then you can traverse through it whenever you need it. So tuples can be defined, as I said, sequence of immutable Python objects, or there is another definition, an ordered set of data, or a single row of database table. So these are the references from many more tutorials which you can refer for studying in more deeper part. So here the definitions work according to what we are doing with the tuples. So let's get in it without wasting any time. So tuples, I've created a simple program of tuples which will show what functions we can use in tuples and what exactly are the basic characteristics of the tuples. So tuples are declared by using parentheses as the, what we can say, identity of the tuples. So here you can see that tuple 1 is one of the tuple which contains of four elements: physics, chemistry, 1997 and 2000. Now here you can see that any data type can be used as an element of tuple, and the second element or the second tuple is the digits from 1 to 7. So we are going to first of all print those tuples and then we'll go for the functions of the tuples. So let's get running. So here you can see that I have displayed both the tuples and they are displayed in same manner as you are inputting it. So here we can use, or we can traverse through each elements by using the indexing part as we have done in the tuples. So main functions, because main functions in tuples are the indexing itself, because as tuples are immutable data types, we cannot do much with the tuples, but the thing we can do that is that we can traverse through each element, we can combine two tuples, and we can delete a tuple. So let's go for it. The first function will show you the 0th element of the tuple. Now as in string we were using the indexing for each letter, here we are using the indexing part for each element. So the 0th element in tuple 1 will be physics rather than just p. So the second function will show you first to fourth elements of the tuple, because the last element here in indexing part is not considered while displaying. The next function will show you how to combine two tuples and then we can display them. So here the IDE of Python is more smart, that instead of considering addition as just one operator, it considers addition as an operator for combination. So it combines both the tuples and shows us the output. So let's get started with these first three functions and then we'll move on with the deleting a tuple. Okay, I'm saving the source. Now here you can see that fifth element isn't displayed and the four elements are displayed here. The first element, that is 0th element here, is physics. Now here you can see how smartly both the tuples are combined together. The four elements of the first tuple and the 7 elements of the second tuple. So let's get to the last function, that is deleting a tuple. So you can see here that first we will declare a tup variable which will consist of let's get with the Marvel and Avengers heroes, like Iron Man, then, and the most important thing in tuple is that each string element or any string element should be in either single quotes or double quotes, and every element should be separated by a comma, because that will tell the IDE that these are single and different elements, so that whenever it comes to indexing part, you won't have any problem at all. So Ant-Man, and last one is Superman. So here we have created a tuple variable, that is a tuple, and then we are going to just run it. So here I would just clear up these parts because we are not needing them now, and we are running the. So here you can see that we have got a traceback error, that name tup is not defined, because here we have deleted basically this tuple, and it doesn't exist in the memory of the Python. So we have till now completed the three immutable and basic data types of Python, and further we will be studying the mutable data types, which consist of lists, dictionaries, which are two main and most important data types when it comes to our series, because we are going to encounter list and dictionaries many times throughout our series. And the third part of the mutable data types is files. So this is also an important data type part, or you can say a mutable part, because we are encountering files in our day-to-day life and we need to learn how to handle them without much of the hard work. So we are going to get that as we'll move further. So guys, thank you for watching this video, and hit the bell icon for getting notifications of new uploads. Do subscribe my channel, and don't forget to comment or add your opinions in this. For more information related to today's tutorial, do check the descriptions, and if anyone needs the PPT for more reference, you can just comment your mail address and I will surely mail you. Thank you guys, see you soon, and don't stop innovating.